Bush League Podcast. A show about nothing and everything.
We're missing
all
too
fired
much.
up tonight.
It's too good. I had to hit go.
What do you mean?
No script, off the rip.
We got to talk really loud for somebody tonight. Is this good?
Yeah, thanks,
Can you hear the sound of my voice?
Everybody can hear the sound of your voice. I think Santa can hear you in the North Pole. Yikes. As usual, we hit the ground running.
So Cam, you don't want that disclosed? Is that what you're saying?
Oh, I don't care.
But then why didn't we?
I just can't.
Okay.
I just can't hear it in my left ear, and it's really freaking me out.
Yeah.
Well, just
and
like
it's just nothing.
Yeah.
Like, and I tried to hear out of it, and this sort of that's all it honestly sounds like in my head, and I'm like, that's just weird. It's great.
it sounds like Gregorian throat singing. Man, that'd be terrible to hear all the time.
Remember in university, I downloaded like a whole bunch of that for some reason.
You did?
I don't know why.
It was by mistake, maybe.
No. I went through a thing. I don't know why.
Tyson went through a phase.
Gregorian throats.
I had bought all you guys like long brown robes and stuff and everything. Anyway, I didn't have the nerve to bring it up. So
I look good in brown.
Oh man. Well, boys, I had one of those weeks, but I'm a high school teacher, so I can't tell you 90% of it. You know what I mean?
That's great.
Yeah.
Yep.
But it
Great
was,
show. All
we had.
right, everybody. Good night.
It was a week for the centuries for sure. Man, oh man.
Well, and the weather's kind of probably adding to the fun.
You might
Cam,
say the
how-
weather outside is frightful.
Oh yeah.
No, it just
How long have you not been able to
sucks.
hear? So you can't hear me now.
I can hear you, Tyson.
So
I
when
had
did
the
this-
same thing once when I was in university. Clogged my ear right up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So apparently I had I thought it started as a cold, which was about 2 weeks ago. And I thought, all right. So I started feeling a little better and I was like, okay. And all of a sudden then my left ear decided, no, you're not going to have any sound. I was like, okay, no big deal. But then I just get that high pitched, is your ear does that high. So it's been doing that. So I did that for about a week and a half, went to the doctor and he's like, yeah, you have an infected eardrum. I'm like, okie dokie. He goes, so take some antibiotics and take this and you should be fine. So that was 2 days ago or 3 days ago. And I'm still hearing in my left ear.
Well, back in the day, we used to have a ears, nose, throat guy, right?
Yeah.
And he went to our
Gary.
church for a bit. So when yeah, that's how I met him. Was Gary broke my nose. But I remember I had a real stuffed ear, and the doctor in the emergency room telling me, like you know, Cameron, like it can be stuffed to the point of like jokes aside, it's a headache too. Like it hurts,
No, it hurt.
right?
No,
Like it's
mine
not
hurt,
just I
trust me.
can't hear; it hurts. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but they won't try to clean it out, and they won't do the water thing anymore. But I had one guy that would, and then Dr. Rue, he's moved away since. One time he just told me, it was my second time in. He said, "Listen, from now on, don't get a referral, don't go to emergency. Come here during day hours, Monday to Thursday, and just tell the nurse I said you could." That's not right. He was just going
Wow.
to take care of me. But there was at one point where I had it 6 or 7 times in like a 2-year span, and like when you have it, you can't hear. Like you can't hear.
No, like I said,
But
I can only hear it in my right ear, and it's like it's also kind of disorienting too. And you're hearing
Yes.
stuff, you're like, was that over in the left? No, that's still in the right. Good, okay.
Because you can't tell. Yeah, me and
No, you
and
can't
Jeremy had this talk one time years ago. Because I think Jeremy had his ears clean one time, but there's something, Cameron, about having them clean that like a whole new world is open up to you after you've had it done. Like I heard my pants rustling together. Yeah. I heard birds that I thought were long extinct. Yeah. I heard like all these noises that I couldn't hear.
If it's in the summer and you hear the wind blow through the trees, you're just like,
whoa.
Yeah, that only happened in movies.
I just chalk it up to being old.
Oh man.
Yeah, it was I think the last time I had it done, it was Carl Hudson.
Oh, really?
And it was a very long time ago. And he pretty well had his 2 feet on the side of my head, just reefing the stuff out of there. Like he was just... This is gross.
I've never had the pleasure of having that done.
Me neither. Oh, yeah. It doesn't sound very appealing. It sounds like a dentist standing on the chair pulling.
No, it doesn't hurt. And the second you realize you can hear, it's just like relief.
Yeah.
Like it's not even, like I'd go right now.
Let's all go. Let's go right now.
Let's all go.
Yeah.
Yikes.
I haven't had it done in so long. But you know what? It's harder to get, I think it's harder to find people to do it now, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because there's
YouTube channels completely devoted to this.
Really? I bet there is. Yeah, I don't doubt that at all.
They got in my recommended list somehow once.
So I'll tell you something I found out about that. Who knew we'd be talking so much about this? But the other like a week or two ago, I came across this YouTube channel. It's a guy called Jaume, I think. And he's fluent in like many languages. And so he goes to like he'll go to like Chinese food markets and stuff. And he's like a very American looking guy, but then he'll just kind of start speaking to them in fluent Chinese.
So yeah, I've seen this guy, like him order, they're all talking about him. He's standing there and then he orders in Mandarin and their minds are blown.
Yeah, well, and it's like, it's not just like, oh, you can, it's like, it sounds like you're from the place I'm from. Like he has like some of the dialects down. Anyways, I found this guy on YouTube and it was one of those things where I was like an hour later, I'm like, why am I still watching this? But I don't want to turn it off. And anyways, so he's in China and it's a whole like you just there's like a shop. You go in and it's like a whole, it's just like you get your shoes shined, you get your ears cleaned out. And it's like a common thing. You just stop. Oh, I should get my ears cleaned. You stop and it's a whole thing they do. They put the camera in there so you can see inside and stuff. I don't know. It's common apparently. Like you get bread and milk and you're like, oh, I guess I'll get my ears cleaned while I'm out.
Sounds like a pit stop. Get tank of gas, get your tires changed, get the car clean, and you're out in 5 seconds.
Get a stick of juicy fruit.
Get
your skis shined up.
Oh man. Well, boys, I gotta say, I knew this was gonna happen. Everyone turned their cameras on. Everyone's got their decorations in the background, and I've got
base.
Nothing. Base. Yeah.
The only thing I really have is right there. There's my Christmas gnome with an AK-47.
Now, you'll appreciate this, and I know we've known each other for like 20 years. But Amanda comes running downstairs to help me set up, and she said, "Do you want Christmas lights up in the background or something?" I said, "Listen, if you want to help me put them up, like if you want to put them up." She said, "Well, the guys?" I said, "Gary will have them up."
Yes.
I said, "Gary will for sure have something." I said, "Cameron will likely have something, but it'll be across the room or something and not even in the shot." And I said, Jeremy's a 50-50 chance that he thought of doing anything.
Oh,
that was my prediction.
You were going to give me a 0.
No, I gave you 50-50.
Yeah. Jay's got the party light, though.
Yeah, he does have the party light.
Oh, hey,
but we had just had this conversation.
Full disclosure, Heather put these up for me while I was out shoveling.
Full disclosure,
right.
Amanda did all this. So
I did have garland around my my
you're what?
my Tony Esposito picture behind me, but then I took it down. I was like, nah, they're not going to have anything tonight. I'm like, wow, I guess I totally.
I'm so glad you said picture because I was like, I had garland around my little Tony Esposito.
Esposito.
My little Tony.
Wow. Don't even know what to say anymore, Tyson.
Oh, sorry.
Uh,
I heard tell of people giving them names. I never thought of like a full, like, Tony Esposito.
Well, it has to have a last name too. We'd just be polite.
Oh, gosh.
I was just a whole list of like old goalie names. I'll put some garland around my little Gump Bursley.
Me, Terry Sawchuk.
Around my Alan Bester.
Oh
dear.
For sure, someone was going to say Andy Moog. But,
I was going to say Ron
Around-
Tugnuts.
There you go.
I just thought of that. That's the winner.
That is the winner. Ron Tugnut's the winner for sure.
Tugnut.
Tugnut. Yeah, can't make that up.
You sure can't.
So we actually have some bush topics here. Do you want to get into
Great.
it?
Let's just
They
dive
came
in.
together quick on this one.
Cameron, he said we have some bush topics.
I thank you, Gary. Remind me to punch you when I see you next.
Oh, boys. Like, there's a custodian at school who shall remain nameless. He is one of my favorite people, like, in the building. But he's so deaf, and you wonder if he knows he's deaf, okay? But one day, Cam, he's Canada's playing in the morning. And everyone who's late for class stops dead. Everybody's standing at attention. Nobody's moving. He's got the custodial cart, and he's just wheeling through everybody, just whistling away. Like, no idea. Like, why is he can't hear Canada?
Do you ever think he's wondering, around this time of day, everybody just seems to stop for some reason?
Yeah. No, just, bless him, he can't hear a thing. All right, there's a few here.
Yay.
I said there's a few here.
I hear ya. Oh, I'm not that bad.
Nathan wants to know who would win in a fight, Yukon Cornelius or Santa Claus?
Yukon, all the way.
Like, no questions asked, though?
None. He's got to pick. Santa gonna do hit him with a bag of toys.
Hit him with the magic of
Magic?
Christmas. Yeah.
He's a wizard.
Hold it
So-
now. Hold it.
Sidebar.
Oh,
Sidebar.
He's
Yeah.
not a wizard.
Every-
He's a warlock.
Here we go.
Every Christmas, I get this. I think I said it to you before. I get this video that shows up. It's called Full Metal Christmas.
Full Metal
And it's someone that edited the whole scene where he's addressing the recruits. But it's to the reindeer, the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer movie. It's like they're all lined up and it's him as the sergeant. I can't even quote any of them.
Oh, it must be from Full Metal Jacket.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
Yeah,
That's-
Full Metal Jacket. Yeah, I can only imagine.
I can't even,
Yeah.
but it's so funny.
Really, Earl. Gotta love him. But to see it, you're just like you're cracking up because you're like, this is so funny, and you're like, seems so strange, but yet so hilariously funny.
Oh yeah, just the coarsest thing you'll ever hear in your life.
Yeah, there's not. Yeah, that first like 5 minutes of a movie, like, yeah, never recommend ever to watch Full Metal Jacket around children. The first 5 minutes do you in right off the bat.
But if you
there goes my Christmas morning.
Gary, we both know you watch Star Wars at Christmas morning.
Lord of the Rings.
So that version of Yukon Cornelius would be pretty tough, I would say.
I'm going Santa. My vote's Santa.
Santa wiggles his nose, Yukon's gone.
Yeah,
It's that
I
simple.
just think it's.
And if he fakes the magic,
It's
he
not the
wiggles his
girl from
nose, and then
Bewitched.
Mrs. Claus comes in from behind with the pan. Whack.
Yeah. 8 reindeer trample him.
He's kind of got home ice advantage there.
Yeah. 200 elves come
really.
flying out of this factory, like waving their tools around. Yeah, like dude's
Wait
done.
now.
Like
Wait
he's
now.
done.
No, we're talking one-on-one. We're not talking about the whole
We're
faction.
going inside the steel cage.
One-on-one.
Okay, so now we're in the octagon. So if we're in the octagon, Yukon Cornelius versus Santa Claus. So you're telling me Santa Claus has no backup and no magic?
Correct.
Then Yukon doesn't have his pick either, and that was your whole. He has a nice pick. They
Technically,
said.
I think Santa's only a white belt. You know what I mean? So
If we're coming down to this at this level, though, I think Santa's cardio is not going to last very long in an octagon.
well, he's only a white belt. Santa has a white belt. Or no, actually, he's a black belt.
Black belt.
He's got
It is
black
black.
belt.
Yeah, you got
Black and
belt.
gold.
It is
Yeah.
black. Yeah.
Just remember, ground and pound until he makes no sound.
Yeah. Santa's number one in the world in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Who knew? Who knew? Like to get other people to weigh in on this one.
Call
I'm
Dana White. He'll set it up for
Maybe
us.
Santa will fight Jake Paul.
Oh gosh.
I hear he's supposed to go against
He's old
King Tut
enough.
there in a couple months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I heard King Charles, so who knows?
Oh, King Charles.
Yeah.
I'd give it to Charles.
But only if he's still taking cancer treatments was the,
Right.
yeah.
Right.
Not a healthy King Charles. Jillian, wow, Jillian wants to know, what was your favorite Christmas gift you received as a child?
What if you're still a child?
Yeah.
The NES.
Gary, meet. That was in my head.
It's the only one that really comes to mind.
I remember that, and that got a lot of playing time.
Yeah, for sure. Oh,
I remember the year. I might have even talked about it before, but Mom and Dad got enough money together to get me my Marshall MG50. That was the gold-plated Marshall that I had. It was my first real amp that didn't require either batteries or some sort of DC power adapter.
I know exactly what you mean. Yeah.
And I mean, I'd have to rank that as probably the best one because I felt like I'd finally arrived after, many years of playing on things that sound like mosquitoes.
Well, I kind of want to agree with Gary, but
yeah, right? We were starting to date ourselves a little bit, but yeah.
I remember getting the Super NES. And I
Well,
remember
yeah,
playing a lot of, I got GoldenEye for Christmas. And I remember I got F-Zero for Christmas. And I had a lot of time in on F-Zero, too. That was a fun little game.
Yeah, F-Zero was good.
Yeah.
For me,
Yeah.
it was when I got Voltron.
Oh, buddy. Now that you
still
mention it,
remember that.
I remember I got Castle Grayskull.
You had the actual castle?
I had Castle Grayskull.
Imagine how much that's worth now.
I know.
What do you put? Oh, Gary, yes, Gary, we see Grayskull in the background. You were saying it would
I
keep
didn't know
people
what was
never growing
happening.
up, Jeremy. Watch this. He's gonna either pull out Skeletor or He-Man. Ah, there he is.
Oh, Prince Adam and Battle Cat.
Wow, Battle Cat's head moves now? That just seems wrong.
Yes, and it's not all one piece. The legs move.
Well, how are you supposed to club someone with it?
Not one piece of super hard plastic.
Yeah, kids today don't know.
Yeah,
We
they
really
don't know
needed
the
our
old toys
imagination.
were weapons.
No, that was all one solid piece when we were kids. And if you had Skeletor's cat, it was like covered in felt or something. Like it was like this weird material on it.
Oh, the purple.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was it was like velvet. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna say Voltron for me because that's what I remember.
Amanda wants to know. In your opinion, what is the best Christmas gift you have ever given to someone?
Gary just had this just look of sheer terror. Oh, I know. I actually know one. I can't believe that I can remember something. That's crazy. The year I made my family all pens, I made them
Disappear.
I
myself.
thought you were going to say disappear.
The what?
I made my family disappear.
Disappear, yeah. No. I made everybody in my family their own custom made pens out of acrylic, and I made a bullet for dad and my brother-in-law, and I made a whole bunch, like 30-30 shell. One was a 222. Made my sister a pen that was like tigered, and it had like a stylus on the other end. Yeah, I just made everybody pens that year. It was, I can't believe
Out of
I made
ammunition?
something. Yeah, out of the bullet, the end of the bullet. Yeah, you can. You had the kit and it all fit in, and the end of the pen was a bullet.
Wow. Did you just have ammunition to do that or what?
No, you had to buy the kit. The kit came. You
it's
ordered the
okay.
kits. So I did them all
I thought
on
you
like
had-
a mini lathe. I had to do all the other parts, like the acrylic and the wood, and it just all snapped together. But you had to make it fit. So you had to get it to the right size, and yeah, that was that was okay. I think that's the only thing I can remember.
I remember the first year I started trucking, and I was still living with mom and dad. So I had like no bills, but I was making, good money for that time of my life. And so that Christmas I bought dad a legit lazy boy, and I bought mom like a laptop, and I just felt like the biggest feeling guy. You know what I mean? Like, lazy boy, computer, like, in those days that was a lot of money.
Jeremy's like, I win.
Yeah.
Gary. I'm not reading that.
Oh, what did
Neither
you?
was I.
What did he do now?
You'll see
Godfrey.
later. You'll see
What?
later.
Oh, my land. I can't read that.
What were we supposed? Did you give that to someone?
I was going to give it to you guys this year.
We should have done an on-air, like, live Yankee swap.
Oh, boy.
Like, we
Yo.
could have done, like, best gift for under $25, but, like, showed each other live. You know what I mean?
Well, we could have.
Would have been funny.
Oh man, we could have mailed it all out, and so
And
like
had
you
them, yeah.
open it.
Well,
you
not
mean-
this year.
I was going to
Not
say,
this
you
year.
get them
fair
in 6
enough.
to 8 months.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Godfrey,
Yeah,
that's
who knows?
take
I
two
clicked
noodle
on
level
this
every
link.
time, buddy.
So what the heck is Amazon going to recommend me now that I clicked on this?
At least Amazon is mailing. You know what I mean? They're
Yeah,
only
that's true.
22% slower, than. See what I did there, Cam? See what I did?
Well done. Well played.
I think last year when we surprised the boys with Leafs tickets, I think that might have been because they were legitimately surprised. But I know I saved for like a year to do that. But I think I know Cameron has seen it, but my grandfather used to lobster fish, not to give Jeremy any PTSD triggers, but
Santa Claus comes
At
by.
one point, I think Dad was getting upset at me, but Christmas was coming, and every night I'm supposed to be working on our house, but I wanted to do something special for Dad because he was putting so much time in working on my house.
Yeah.
And so I was going home. Sometimes he'd stay there till 10, but 7:30'd hit, and I'd be like, yeah, I gotta go. But every evening for like a month, I had been working on this like scale replica model of Grampy's boat. And I had it all done just in time. And you know how it is. You have to do one layer of paint, and then you have to let it dry, and then you gotta do the next layer, and then you gotta let it, you know what I mean? And I got a kit, but not all the pieces, because Grampy had modified his so much. Not all the pieces of that boat were in the kit. So I was making pieces. Like, it was pretty time consuming. And at one point he admitted to me, so he opened it and he got quite emotional. And then I said, so now you know where I've been going every evening. He said, I was starting to get upset too. I'd been disappearing every night.
That's the
But I
best
know that
gift.
was something he appreciated.
When they're all upset. I was getting mad at you, but now it can't be. That's right.
Yeah.
You can't.
Yeah, you can't.
I don't remember a lot of the past. But I'm going to say it was either when my son was like 3 years old, we got him like one of those trains with tracks that you could sit on and ride around the tracks. So that was very cool to kind of have all set up. As soon as he went downstairs, it was there and could ride it. Or I got my wife a Cricket one Christmas, and I have unlocked a passion.
Cricket?
The catalyst.
Cricket.
Cricket.
Cricket. Do you know what a cricket is, Jay?
Cricket or the like cricket, like the what?
Cricket machine thing.
Yeah.
The machine.
Cuts out
It prints stuff
vinyl,
out.
Stuff. Yeah.
Does stickers and
vinyl and iron-ons and all that stuff.
people
You
who
learn
scrapbook
something every
use them
day.
too. They put them in it's like a CNC machine for paper.
Yes, it is.
I can't read that the way that's spelled any other way than circuit.
Yeah.
That's what Gopi keeps calling it at work. Could you just print me off something there on the circuit? I'm like, and every time I say cricket, he says, yeah.
Jiminy.
And every time,
Wow.
Jiminy, cricket.
random, because I can't think of one myself, but just to reverse Amanda's question, does anybody have like a worst gift story that, not that you got, that you gave to somebody that just like, oh crap, and you just felt like you gave the worst gift?
I don't even know.
I feel like this is a question that like an hour after we're done recording, I'll be like, I should have said that.
Yeah, that's when it's going to click into your brain. 100%. That happens a lot with us.
I'm sure there's times I was rushed or I didn't, Yeah.
Talking about rushed, Gary,
Yeah.
do you still do your annual Christmas Eve running out to the mall?
Oh, we will see.
That means yes.
Hey, I was just going to say that.
It's a little tricky because I have to play on the 23rd and the 24th.
I hear ya.
evenings, and the morning of the 22nd.
Ooh, I
So
like
it might not happen this year. And
No one's
Amazon has
getting anything.
kind of ruined that a little bit because half the stuff has to come from there. It's law.
Fair enough. I will
But I'll
always
get
remember.
something. I'll get something.
I will always remember when Gary did that. I was like, "Where are you going, bud?" Well, I'm going to Christmas shop, and I'm like, "You're what?"
Too funny.
Remember, you were like looking at me, going, "What? I do this every year." I'm like, "This is like an every year kind of thing." Like I thought it was just, "Oh, I forgot one thing. I got to step out." No, Gary's all calm. He goes, "No, this is
It's-
how
I
you
go
do
out,
it."
I have no idea what I'm going out for or what I'm going to get. I come back home a couple hours later. And I'm
Yeah.
done.
Couldn't pay me enough to go to your mall that time. Let alone like getting now is starting to probably get bustly, but around that time, that's when you get the guys running around panicking, going, "What am I gonna get?"
Well, so on Trisha's family, we draw names. And so my unfortunate mother-in-law drew my name. And she's she likes to get going quick with stuff. So the other week she says, so is there anything that you want? And I'm like, well, they could get some stuff for the trailer, I guess. So I was like, so what's your budget? She's like, well, like $75. And I'm like, okay. So I went in my Amazon cart because I have a whole Amazon cart of, stuff. And so like, it's all like
Dream theater floor mats for the camper.
Much more boring than that. It's like
little guitars,
like black
like
tank treatment, and like Anyway, so one of them is it's a Rhino Flex, like a sewage hose.
Yep.
So it was on
That's
sale.
gonna look awesome under the tree.
It was on sale for like $60. So with the tax and everything, I was like, I could use one of these. It's just a poop hose.
Literally a sewage hose.
So my mother-in-law.
Tell me we're not going to see him Christmas morning, just like Randy Quaid, out by the.
Yeah, right. So holding that's what it is. It's
you need
that.
to take
It's
that
that.
picture.
It's that hose.
You need to take that picture in your robe out Christmas morning to show us what I got, guys.
Oh my
and
gosh.
like for whatever reason.
If I got that night, the tree would be wrapped in the hose.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
Oh man, I don't know what to tell people anymore either. I'm not gonna lie.
Well,
I just always
Socks and
have
underwear.
You know what?
yes.
It comes full circle. You needed it when you were a kid and you hated getting it. Now, as I'm an adult, I'm like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Can't get
right.
enough.
Yeah, fair game.
Yep. You're like, bring it.
Mm-hmm.
A pack of underwear and socks buys you a few more days of the laundry cycle.
Don't be
That's
cheap,
right.
though. Let's go out and get me some man-maids.
Man-maids.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. They've got a lot of
Seriously,
endorsements now, eh?
I know.
That's funny.
Yeah.
And when they had endorsed us, we were like the first. They had never done that. Like they hadn't partnered with anybody before.
That's wild.
Yeah.
I think I saw like Chris Letang.
Yep.
Howie Mandel's doing a whole bunch of stuff.
Dennis Quaid, Howie Mandel, Chris Letang, James Murray from Impractical Jokers.
Oh, yeah.
And then, he's been going all out doing ads for them and stuff. And who else? There's been a few others, but those are the ones that...
Look what we started, boys. Look what we started.
Yep.
You know, like the 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon? I feel like we're just 2 degrees away from Howie Mandel. You know what I mean?
Agreed.
Yeah.
I always have stuff in my Amazon cart. They always say, "Oh, what do you do?" And I always just do a list for my mother-in-law, and I'm like, "Here, with the link, the price, everything, all notarized, all in a big list." And she's like, "This is just so easy." And I'm like, "Yeah, kind of, yeah." There you go. Here's a list. Pick from it. Don't pick from it. Doesn't matter to me none.
You know what would be cool to get in our stockings this year, fellas?
Would that be Verba?
It's tickets to the Montreal Grand Prix in June.
In May.
No,
In May.
this year
it's
is in June.
changed.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
this year. is in
Next
June.
year will be in May, and I won't be able to go.
Why?
I can't go in May, man. I'm a teacher. So this
You
might
really
be the
did-
last year of eligibility for me to go.
Well, we'll just have to go to
Cameron.
Vegas.
No.
Or no, wait, not Vegas.
Just have to fly. We have to fly in instead, so you can fly back
Isn't it the
Sunday
European
night.
ones in the middle?
There's some in the summer, eh?
Oh yeah. There's Austria, Holland, which is going to be gone in the next 2 years.
Yeah.
You'll still have Spa.
Oh, great. Yeah. All way cheaper than us driving to Montreal, for sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. Racetracks in the middle of nowhere. You know.
An 8-hour drive to Montreal or Belgium.
We're
Trip to Bahrain.
I was going to say we're flying to Austria.
Bahrain.
We're going to Azerbaijan.
They have to move it to May, eh?
I can't believe when they
Yeah.
said that. It's like Listen, the Canadian Grand Prix has a record for the coldest temperature in F1 history, and I'm like, are we just trying to like get that record?
Well,
like,
I was just going to
keep
say,
it?
like, the weather's going to be like
We're gonna
worse.
have to
No.
chain up F1
Yeah,
cars,
I-
wheel chains.
We've seen it.
Yeah.
Max did it on a mountain in a Red
Yes.
Bull.
I think Seb did it once too, eh?
Seb did it.
The
Yeah.
Arctic run, yeah.
Yeah.
Ashley wants to know any fun family traditions over Christmas that you'd like to share.
We have a Christmas Eve party at my house. Everybody comes over. Lots of food.
Well, not
I like
everybody. Us three have never been invited.
Well, I kind of think it's an open door policy, don't you think?
It's an open door, but we're just finding out about it.
Nobody told me where the door is.
I can tell you where the door is.
Don't let it hit you on the way in.
Don't let it hit you where the good Lord split you.
Yeah, I like that. That's the tradition that Katie's parents had for years, and then we just took it over. So since we got the house, so
Yeah.
yeah,
You just-
I like
yeah.
that one.
Yeah, that's fair. We don't really have we do, but we don't. It's changed over the years, and our family's grown, right? And it's as I don't know. There was stuff we used to do as kids that now that we're all older, we don't, and so it's kind of like we all sit down as a family with mom and dad, and Josh and Jill and the girls, and Denver comes over, and
Watch the
You know.
World Juniors.
well, I tried to talk them into that, but it's. But we watch a different movie every year, and Mom's made homemade Chinese food, and everybody has supper, and we watch a movie, and you know what I mean. At some point around brunch time, we'll see each other in the morning, and everybody gets up in their own houses and comes to Mom and Dad's and has brunch and opens the gifts we got for each other there at Mom and Dad's. Yeah,
Okay, that's nice.
yeah.
I feel like we do something different every year. There's no real tradition at all.
And that, I felt like that for a
Gary
few
being
years.
random.
The tradition is, it's changed the last couple of years. The tradition was that Heather and I would wake up at like 5 o'clock expecting the kids to run in any minute because they're up at 6 o'clock every single morning. And then for some reason on Christmas Day, they would sleep in until like 8:30.
Really?
Yeah. Then like the last year or two, it's changed. But for like 4 years straight there, it was just they would sleep in on Christmas Day.
All right.
That's
So
So-
you'd be up for 2 hours waiting for
Just
your
waiting
kids
for
to
them
get
to
up.
get up.
It's funny.
Just be waiting for them
Mikhail's
to
done
come
that to
running
us. Yeah. I wonder if it's a Christmas Eve thing, Gary. They're so tired.
They're so tired, yeah.
And they're probably wired going to bed, yeah. That they're just not, yeah.
So at my house growing up, you weren't allowed to get up till 6. That was the deal. So when I got older, I was fairly old actually. My brother-in-law was married to Stacy, just got married. Anyway, I was half asleep. It was like, we're older at this point. I'm sleeping. All of a sudden, my sister hits me at about, 10 to 6, and she hits me. I'm like, kind of open my eyes. I go, what? She goes, you got to get up. I'm like, what time is it? She's like, it's 6 o'clock. I said, are you insane? I said, why do I have to get up at 6 o'clock? She goes, because your brother-in-law's been up since 5 and he's driving me nuts and I'm not suffering alone. I'm like, are you serious? So anyway, wait till 6. Go to mom and dad. Hey, it's 6 o'clock. Dad gets up, looks at me, and kind of looks half at me. I'm like, what? He goes, because what we would always do is we'd get up at 6. We'd wake mom and dad. Dad would go downstairs, start a fire because the house was cold because we had wood.
Mm-hmm.
And the house had to warm up before dad would even remotely consider getting out of the bed. So I was like, yeah, it's 6 o'clock. I said, Patrick's driving us nuts. I said, he wants to get up. And dad just looked at me. He goes, go put a fire on. I'm like, what? He goes, yeah, new tradition. You put the fire on. And he just rode me back to bed.
And I thought you
Fair
said
enough.
she was waking you up and she was going to say, Cameron, you slept in. And you were going to put your pants on and run out and do the paper route.
Tyson wishes to this day he had a cell phone or a camera then.
Yes.
So he could have seen that.
I feel like You know, like you hear people tell a story and you know they're exaggerating. Like I cannot exaggerate that one enough. Like there is no from the bed to the door. Like I know like he couldn't have literally been in the air, but like and within 5 seconds he had gone from dead asleep to out the bedroom door. He had no pants on and he had pants on going out the door in less than 5 seconds. And like he was gone and Brad chasing it. Like the van was started. It was in reverse. And Brad's like, we're kidding.
Look at the clock. Look at the clock.
I wasn't looking at the clock.
Just so anyone that never listened to that episode, Cameron slept at my place one time. My parents weren't home and he was doing mail runs at like 4 a.m, Cam. Like
no, 5.
5, but you had to be
And you
somewhere
guys
by
hadn't
6.
gone to bed yet?
And we hadn't gone to bed yet. And then at 2:30, Brad's basically like, come with me. This will be funny. Hey, Cam, man, you slept in. Cameron thinking he slept in, supposed to get the mail, was just gone. Like there was no... I've never seen anything that... Like he didn't double check. He didn't throw something at us. He didn't groan. Up and gone. Gone.
Fear was real, gentlemen. The fear was real.
Oh, boys. All right. Oh, I lost my spot. Tim, I really did lose my spot, but I can get it back. But I know one of them. Tim wanted to know what would be on Santa's pizza. Like what toppings? Or what kind of pizza would it be?
Great question.
Yeah, what kind of pizza do you think would be Santa's favorite?
Hopefully not like wild game.
I was just gonna say that. Something
Venison.
ground up, some type of meat.
I'm gonna go with. I know when Pizza
there were more
Delight used to
reindeer.
have Pizza Delight used to have the buffet, and I know we had a Pizza Hut here, but we don't anymore. But they're still in Moncton. They have dessert pizzas, right?
Yes, they do.
Yep.
So I'm gonna go with Santa. Would actually prefer a dessert pizza, either like the apple pie dessert pizza or the cookies and cream dessert pizza, something like that.
Fair.
I feel like Santa's got a sweet tooth.
The treats of pizza.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go. And also, Santa's pizza wouldn't have vegetables on it. Just saying.
No, not a chance.
None.
Peppermint sauce.
Peppermint sauce, broken up candy canes, gummy bears, you know,
Tears of the children on the naughty list.
stuff like that. That's what he drinks. That's to wash her down. Yeah. Tears of the children on the naughty list.
Wow.
I think we just found the episode name.
Oh man.
It's like a Christmas metal concept album by Cameron Hare. Tears of the children on the naughty list.
Ben Shapiro North Pole.
Heather wants to know, have you ever re-gifted a present?
Well, not re-gifted. But when me and Trish first had our first Christmas, I gave her my as a present. I gave her my iPhone 3. Like I was using it, and she really wanted I think she had a BlackBerry, and at that time those things were like a big deal. So I'm just like, you can have mine. And that was
Merry
the
Christmas.
Did you wrap it up or were you just like here?
I probably didn't. I probably
I would
just
say he
put it in the
didn't for
box
sure.
and was like, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. All the contacts are already in it. And the only contact on it was hers.
Yeah. So it's not a re-gift, but it was kind of kind of like a re-gift. Yeah.
I got nothing like that.
I got nothing. Congratulations, Jeremy. You stand alone.
Yeah, what a move, eh?
I mean,
Yeah,
I didn't exactly. So when me and Amanda, I know like this is like I didn't like re-gift anything or give her my used, whatever. But when me and Amanda got engaged, to this day, I still haven't actually asked her. Right? It just kind of. Cameron, do you know this? So, I think I met her through Jeremy in like April. And we were talking a lot in May. And by the end of May, we're full on dating. And by the end of June, I bought a ring. Like I just knew. And then all summer, I'm walking around with this ring. And it's like, well, how am I going to ask her? I don't know how to ask her. And then Jeremy, you might know, like Ange knew and Debbie knew that I had a ring. You know what I mean? And my mom knows, and I have no idea how I'm going to ask her. And then it's all the way to like September, and I still haven't asked her. And everywhere we go, this stupid ring's in the car, and I don't know how to ask her. So, Gary, me and Jeremy played a gig in Moncton, and
You're really going on the record with this, huh?
oh yeah, whatever. And so we played a gig in Moncton. And usually the band all drives together, but it was only in Moncton, so there was 3 or 4 cars there, and I threw all my gear in the back of the car, and Amanda came with me, and back to Miramichi we went, and halfway home, we're in a full-on argument. Because she thinks I must not take us very seriously, because I've been acting so distant lately.
Oh.
But the being distant is... I'm trying to get up the nerve to ask her, and I don't know how to ask her. And so 10, 15 minutes into this like pretty heated argument, because she's like, do I even take us seriously? Do I take this relationship seriously? What are we even doing? You're acting so distant. I'm Cameron, I'm driving, and with my left hand, I reach around the back seat and I feel around in my bag. I get it, and I go, here.
So romantic.
Yeah. But it gets
and
better.
The best part is you can see him doing this, right? You can just see him, Tyson's like, here! Like Vince McMahon, you're fired.
But I'm being accused of, and I'm not mad over it, but I'm being accused of I don't take us very seriously, and what is she even doing? Like,
You were
she
mad,
really cares,
don't
and I must.
lie.
No, I was not. But Cameron, it's not mad's not the right word. It's like
If you
when
only
you know,
knew.
yeah, well, when you know you didn't do something, it's actually quite the contrary. Like I'm taking this very seriously, and I'm trying to figure out how to, you know what I mean?
I'll show her.
And because it was always in the car, Gary, I'm like, you know what I mean? It's on your mind. Like, well, do I now? Do I pull over now? Do I go somewhere now? Do I ask her all the time? And that's probably why I'm acting distant. But it gets better, Cameron. So I don't stop driving. I'm on the highway and I just keep on driving. And she starts doing the whole, like, she's realizing what it is, and she's kind of gasping, and the hands are going. She's like, Tyson. And I kept on driving, and then finally she had to say, like, well, pull over. Yeah.
She's
So
saying
I'm not going to
yes.
throw stones at Jeremy for gifting an iPhone 3. I'll tell you what.
I love that that's on the record. That's
Yeah,
I'm-
but we
I
pulled
know.
over and we got into the car and we hugged or whatever. And I'm assuming she said yes. That was like 17 years ago, and we have 2 kids. So
That's what I remember about it. You slammed it down and they just kept driving.
so stupid.
Yeah, you are.
What a story. What a story.
I did the same thing, but it wasn't an argument.
What?
What? Now this
What?
I don't know.
So we were living in Fredericton,
Yeah.
and we were both working at Accenture on the Hanwell, and it was my day off, And we were going into work, and I pulled in, and I looked at her, and I said, "You want to get married?" And
In the work parking lot.
in the work parking lot, she said yes. She got out, and I drove home.
Did she say anything?
She said
I'm
yes.
assuming she said yes.
I never knew that. I did not know that.
I did not know that either.
Yeah. Yeah. Did it right in the parking lot. And said, yeah. She said, yeah. I'm pretty sure she said yes. And then she just said, well, gotta go. Go to work. See you later. And I just went back home.
So I kind of know Gary's. Do I have the most planned out one out of the four of us?
No doubt.
Is that possible?
I don't even think that's possible. You're the most random one of, well, no, Gary's the most random of us.
Holy cow. That's hilarious.
I don't think I've ever heard yours, Jay.
No? Oh,
I don't think so.
I was working for RST, and to me this was a big plan. This was a big deal for me to put this together.
Oh, like
So
Irving helicopters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Wildcats were there. Yeah.
Yeah. Robert Irving himself.
Bobby.
Yeah.
Bobby.
They plowed out a bunch of acres of crown land in the shape of "Will you?" Man, yeah, on an Irving helicopter.
Yeah, that's right.
No, Jeremy did that backing in and out.
I drove around in there for 2 weeks. Getting that sorted out. No.
Power lines all tangled up in the shape of her name.
It wasn't even intentional. He
Again.
was just trying to find his way out of the lot.
Jeremy went over to the refinery, just
Some-
opened the back of the truck, drove around, and lit it all on fire sticks to the sky.
Exactly. Pour the oil out. No, we had picked the ring. Like, we had gone ring shopping, and she'd picked the one, she wanted or whatever, and, kind of left it. So I just doing the same thing that every guy does. I'm like, Japers, when do you do it? What do you do? So I was working for RST at the time, and I let on that it was like a Sunday or something, and I made this thing up like, oh, I guess I gotta go do a trip to St. John today. Like, oh shoot, and anyway, so she
Gosh darn it.
drove. Yeah, she drove me to the Petro Pass where my truck was parked, and so I think I either brought the ring with me or I had left it in there. I don't remember how that part, but so she drives me there to the truck, and I get out like I'm, getting in and stuff, and so we say, bye and that, and so she leaves. Then I call her, and I'm like, oh, I can't get the truck started. I need a boost. So she's like, oh, okay. So she comes back, because in my mind, the whole thing was like, I need to be down in some way so that I can turn around while I'm down. You know what I mean? So
That is actually well thought out for you.
So I was like, how can I do that? I'm like, well, the booster cables are underneath the bunk. So I have to get down to the bunk. So anyway, so she comes back, now I'm freaking out like you do. And so I'm in the cab of the truck. She climbs up because she's like, oh, what are you going to do kind of thing. So she's kind of half sitting on the driver's seat, and I'm rooting around underneath the bunk. And I said something like, well, I can't find the cables, but and I turn around, I'm on one knee, and I'm like, well, will you marry me? And I have the ring like this.
Well done.
So I proposed at an international 9900.
Nicely done, Jay.
Well done.
I've never planned anything that much in my life.
No.
To that point.
No, and I will. It's not save and fit, but I know you'll know what I mean, because Jeremy knows this to be true. But I think I had spent so much time trying to plan something, but I really, her father wasn't well then. This is totally not funny. You know what I mean? But every time he was having a good day and I wanted to ask him for permission, people were around. And then the odd time we were left alone, like, oh, maybe I can ask him. And he like wasn't having a good day, or he wasn't having, and it was just always missed time. And like me and him had a conversation after, and he brought it up. He's like, just so you know, I get it. Like he understood why I didn't. And I was like, oh, you know what I mean? Kind of like, but I was,
that's nice.
It was combined with, I couldn't find an alone moment with him. And then like, what do I do? And then she doesn't even live here. And then but I can't, do you know what I mean? And it was like, I even had like people on the inside trying to help me. Do you know what I mean? And I just couldn't quite get it done. But maybe it's funnier this way. I don't know. You know what I mean? But,
Yeah.
It's definitely memorable.
Here.
Yeah, you can see him here.
oh,
You'll remember my name.
oh gosh.
Wow.
Not sure how we got off on that tangent, boys.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I don't know. Squirrel. Yeah, right.
I keep losing my spot. All right, there's not very many left. I know one was Chad wanted to know, when you were kids and making a snow fort, igloos or tunnels?
Tunnels.
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 Okay, that's easy. Nothing to talk about.
Jeremy's tunnels would be where the plow would go by and fill it in.
Yeah. But that's because that was the hardest snow. It was the hardest pack. But yes, I love how you remember that, because I have a distinct memory of working very hard on them and then the plow destroying them.
Heather has a
this is
2-point question here, but half of this question is actually Cameron's fault, so we're totally going to throw him under the bus here.
Why is it my fault?
Oh, you'll hear in a second. 1, what holiday-themed food do you think is actually the grossest? 2, it's been 4 years. When are we finally going to do commentary on a Hallmark movie?
Wow. Yeah, that's
To
true.
which Ben would have to be on as well. We'd have to... His new song is really good, by the way. I gave that a
this
It is
one?
good.
Like,
because it was you that always told us absolutely no, like not happening. I think a watch along would be absolutely hilarious.
I don't remember that now, truth be told. So of course, like, I don't remember saying that.
So your
I said
game?
yesterday.
We just do this, but we all watch the same movie and we record the commentary and people can watch the movie with us.
How do we even pull that off?
Because they just hit play when they hit play.
Well, and I'm pretty sure, I think with Riverside, you can, I think you can
Watch something together.
Stream to YouTube if you want to go live or something too, I think.
Yeah, but we could also record it and then people could hit play on their laptop or on their phone while they're watching the movie on the TV.
Well, and that's true. I was just thinking, you could do it live.
We could
Get some comments.
book a
coming at the
date
same
and
time.
do it
Yeah.
live. Oh, man.
I'm 100% serious.
Me too.
Pick a day.
That's too
I will
funny.
Do that.
That's funny.
That'd be awesome.
That's
I wonder how many people would actually join this, something like that.
Cameron has disappeared. Jacob Rose wants to know.
Cranberry sauce was the other answer.
Oh, yeah.
Agreed.
Just to throw back, Chris Jericho.
I'm going to go with Chris Jericho.
Fruitcake. Like, meh.
I've
You
never
know,
liked
some
chicken
people do the
bones.
whole like that's underrated. No, is it? I have once in my life had
You
a good
wreck
one.
a cake by putting fruit in it? What's wrong with you people?
I have had a good one, but like I'm talking once in my life. You know what I mean? Like 80% of the time, who you fooling, right? Like why would you spend time baking something that doesn't turn out right 80% of the time? You know what I mean?
True enough.
Like it's not like
I'm going to go with chicken bones. Not a big fan. Don't think they need to be around.
good song. Overrated candy. Yeah.
Too sharp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They do.
And
They
of
get
course,
like
if you have them-
razors.
They
If
do.
you have them long enough, when you try to pick one up, you have a clump.
Yeah. They stick together too. Yeah, that's true. Jacob wanted to know. Hi, Jacob. By the way, I hope he actually listens. He's a student I taught like a while ago.
Oh yeah.
I know he's in university
Nice.
now. Yeah.
We feel bad for him.
That's well. You and me both, brother. All right. What do you think about the Grinch breaking into people's houses? That's the question.
Isn't that a felony? Or
Okay.
misdemeanor?
In Whoville, do they have police?
Well, and not just that. Well, yeah, you would think there'd be some kind of security, but like, are we talking
Not
like,
on Christmas Eve.
Oh, of course not. Well, they got to be home too, right? What, Jeremy?
I just love what do you think about the Grinch breaking into people's
This is the
houses?
quote. This is the quote.
That's so good.
What do you think about the Grinch breaking into people's houses?
I don't know. You had your two
Absolutely
friends
necessary.
Smith.
He did what he
if
had
you
to
had
do.
your friend Smith and Wesson, you're probably all right.
I mean, technically, if there's no rule of law, he didn't even break any laws.
Apparently. Now,
This
could
is
you
true.
imagine if the Grinch that stole Christmas took place in Texas? House
He wouldn't have
one.
made it-
Bang!
He
Movie's
wouldn't have made
over.
it through the threshold.
Katie wants to know, name something you did this year that would land you on the naughty list.
This isn't Christmas confessions.
Ooh,
I don't know.
I don't know
I don't know. I'm trying to think of.
what
something?
what I'm allowed to say.
Well, not just that. It's like what, Gary, can you answer this one?
I honestly don't know.
I was trying to think of what we did in Montreal.
it was too. That's what I was thinking first. I was like, what
Is
did we do?
gluttony one of
Must
the?
have been something there.
Oh my land!
Guilty.
Holy cow! I couldn't look at a cinnamon roll again for like 2 months after that.
Yeah, agreed.
I'd do it
Yeah.
again, mind you, but
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
that's what
this June
sustained this.
coming, yeah, June 2025. I'd do it again.
No, I don't really think anything that I know of.
Oh, like it's one of those questions on paper that should be hilarious, and I'm trying to think of something.
Right? It's like, yeah, you think there must be something, but it's like, no, I haven't swindled anybody.
Well, no, me, that's it. I haven't.
Haven't stole from anybody.
I mean, not this year. Like there were things like shopping carts and
yeah,
whatnot.
that was in our youth. We were youth. Statute of
youth.
limitations have to be gone by now.
All right, I might come to that. Back to that one. And Donald wants to know, once and for all, best Christmas movie ever.
There's too many variables here, people. Too many.
Ever. All the
You know what
Christmas
I'm gonna
movies
say.
are in the octagon, Cameron.
You know what I'm gonna say. You already know it.
You're gonna say National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
I actually wasn't, but I could have.
I mean,
He's
your,
going to say
your
lethal
name that
weapon. He's going to say lethal weapon.
you picked your
Oh, I
name
was
this
gonna
week
say-
as Clark W. Griswold.
Nakatomi, you're gonna say
I was gonna say
Yeah.
Die Hard.
Yeah, I knew you. That's what I
Because
was gonna
in the end,
Why
there
did
is
I
a
say
Christmas tree that gets blown up and falls down, so it is considered a Christmas movie.
But no, I can't believe I'm going to side on this one. I've had a revelation lately. Is it a Christmas movie, or did it just happen to take place at Christmas?
It just happened to take place at Christmas.
Okay, so like Batman Returns didn't have to be Christmas,
No.
just happened to take place at Christmas.
Yes. So it is
Lethal
National
Weapon 2
Lampoon's.
just happened to take place at Christmas.
National Lampoon's for me is like when I go to decorate my Christmas tree in the man cave, that is the movie that I watch.
So we're talking movies that it's about Christmas. Like it is a Christmas time story. It is about like Clark's got all this family coming out. He's supposed to get a bonus. He's freaking out. It's a Christmas time. Yeah. Okay.
Yes, I agree that it is.
Okay.
But when you
not that
Christmas
I do
time,
not watch Die Hard at Christmas.
correct.
I do.
It's like Gary watching Lord of the Rings.
Yes.
Like now, Gary,
okay,
do you
Gary.
watch
Big
all
bearded
6,
guy.
or do you only watch the originals?
The originals.
I'm with Gary. It's easy watching. You know
The
what I mean?
extended edition.
Yeah,
But Gary, it's so
like Santa.
long, and it is good, Gary. But it's so long. Is it not something that you put on in the morning and it can be on for the next 3 hours? And you went out and you made a coffee and you went out in the porch and you took the dog out and you don't hit pause.
Yep.
It's just on. Yeah.
Yep.
I mean,
Yeah, I've done
Gandalf's
that.
kind of like Santa. He's just, a little thinner, but
Yeah.
And he has
To be
magic.
honest, it's been a few years because you don't exactly leave that on with the kids running around the house.
oh, that's so cute when he banished
Why?
the Balrog back
They
to
don't watch the
the
violence.
demon
They'll never
world.
be desensitized.
Yeah. I maybe did Maddox dirty on that one. He was probably way too young to.
Yeah.
I did episode 3 of Star Wars. I did heavily screen that one for them. Like that's, you know what I mean? What's
Yeah.
Anakin doing, Daddy? Well, he's killing all the children. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a little
Younglings.
older when I let him. We skipped that one. You know what I mean? Like we skipped through scenes and that pretty heavily. But it's then when they got older, they.
Yeah, when he got older, he's like, I don't remember this part.
So Cameron, I really, really, really loved Christmas Story. Like I love Christmas Family Vacation. It's easily, but Christmas Story, and now there's a Christmas Story 2 that actually is as good as the first one. They did it.
Is that
They
the one
did
with
it
the
very
lamp
clear.
you're
It's
wearing?
worth the watch. Yeah.
You know, I've never watched that movie. Nope. I've never seen that movie. Tyson's mad. Tyson throws in the towel, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, he's really gone. Jeremy, have you watched it?
I watch it every year.
I've never seen it. Gary?
I probably have seen it.
I'm not the only one.
Is it not as big as I
don't-
think it is?
I don't remember much about the past.
I'm the one with the head injuries, and you don't remember nothing. I think you've had a few yourself,
And
son.
it's something happens and it goes on and it's back there.
Yeah, it's in the back filing cabinet.
I
really think he's gone.
I never
think
never
that-
think of it again.
Doesn't that mean that like nothing has meant anything to you in your whole life?
I don't know. Just what's going to happen.
Wow, we're getting dark here, Doctor Phil. Let's dig a little deeper into his psyche. When Tyson comes back, he's wondering what we're talking about. So, as you guys can't see this, but Tyson's wearing a shirt and he's still mad. He looks so mad. This is awesome.
I too was surprised.
Thanks for listening, everybody. So happy you all tuned in to the Bush
There's-
League podcast.
I just think there's no way you haven't seen it. It's on TV like a lot. It's Christmas.
You'll shoot your
Honestly,
eye out, kid.
Nope. It's just not one of those movies we watched. It's just not. Don't look at me like that. What? You can get over the gravy, but you can't get over me not watching a movie?
Nobody said I was over the gravy. Okay, we got to fix that.
Okay.
It's completely worth it.
I believe you. Now, did you guys see on Facebook where someone put a list of all the holiday movies that we used to watch on TV growing up, and there's a list of you watch them on Hulu, Netflix, Prime, Crave. There's like this big, huge thing of all the ones we watched all growing up, and they're like 7 different streaming channels of any of the movies you watched as a kid. Trying to watch them, and now like even Frosty isn't on TV anymore. The cartoon.
No, you got to go find it somewhere.
You gotta go find it. It's like I couldn't believe it. I was like, that's like 7 different streaming. Like growing up, it was like you probably had more channels than me, but I had 2. One I could see and one that looked like it was snowing 24/7. Anyway.
Yeah, we know what channel he was trying to watch.
Channel 6?
You'll shoot your eye out, kid.
Oh dear.
You have to see the movie to get the reference.
Yes, and I guarantee
There you go.
90% of our listeners will understand the reference.
I don't know about that, Cameron.
Yeah, I think people will get that one.
Thank you, Gary. Mary Bo. Curse you, Mary
boys.
Bo. Curse you.
We still haven't declared best Christmas movie ever, but maybe we won't be able to do that.
Because I don't think you can.
Elf.
Everybody has their personal favorites.
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
See? Tyson's looking even madder at Gary now.
Like I'll have to acknowledge myself, like even though like I love The Christmas Story and it's my go-to every year, I don't know that it's the top best movie ever. It might be my favorite, doesn't make it the best movie ever, so I don't know.
It's no Arthur Christmas, but
It's no Bad Santa,
Scrooged. I loved watching Scrooged with Bill Murray.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Haven't seen it.
I know that's a lie.
You want the
Your
truth?
loss.
No, do you want the truth? I've
Yeah.
not watched Scrooged.
Probably none of you have.
I'm sure I have at one time.
I can picture the movie poster and everything. Like I can picture the cover.
Yeah, Gary, I'm sure I have at one time. Gary seems to say that a lot, which is just his way of saying, I don't know.
Episode 61. I have no memory of the past.
Yet it's funnier when Gary tells it.
It is funnier when Gary tells it. It also scares people for life.
Yeah. Oh, boys. Too funny. Well, you suppose?
Is that the end of the list?
Yeah, we're done.
Oh.
We got through Bush topics.
Nice.
I know.
We survived another year.
Do you always put a red
we're only
sock
doing
on
it
it? Or,
next year.
do you always put a red sock on it, or is that for Christmas? The mic.
I did this for Christmas. I Yeah.
I didn't notice it until you were standing up coming back.
Oh, yeah, there's. I got a yellow one. I took the yellow one off, right? Put the red one on because it was for Christmas. Sometimes I have a blue one on. If there's a Leafs game behind me, right? But Christmas time, I use a red sock, yeah.
That's good.
I took the bells off. You know.
Wow. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Gary seems to have quite a few jingle bells.
Well then, on that note, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Happy Festivus.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas, everybody. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening. And now there's a Christmas Story too that actually is as good as the first one. They did it.
Is that
They
the one
did
with
it
the
very
lamp
quick.
you're
It's
wearing?
worth the watch. Yeah.
You know, I've never watched that movie. Nope. I've never seen that movie.
You just wasted some of your life listening to the Bush League podcast. You must stop what you're doing right now. Like and subscribe and leave a 5-star rating. Make sure you follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and like us on Facebook.